Hey guys, coming to you today from the Code Monster. Alright, so today we're going to be working on, this is going to be more like a PHP and MySQL mix. To start off, we're just going to kind of do like a recap of everything we've learned in the basic PHP tutorials. And then later on, we'll go about putting that information, instead of echoing the information, we're going to echo it and put it into a database. And we'll see how it goes. Alright, so to get started, I already made the HTML, as you know, and it's a basic profile fields, name, age, male or female, and then obviously a submit button. So what we need to start, the way to start this coding is, we need to call the variables. So, and you can just copy this down as I do it. Alright, and then for the male female, we don't call that variable yet. Alright. Now, I don't do this often, but today we're actually going to call the submit button, so we need to give it a name. You call that just like you would any other variable. Alright, so now we're going to use the statement if submitted. So this means if the user has submitted the form, we're going to do the following. Alright, so if submit, and if, we're going to put another if in here. If is set, we're going to call the other variable, which is these should be sex, my bad. And female. Alright. So we're going to call that variable now. So if they submit the form and the button, the sex radio buttons are indeed set, we're going to run the following code. If they're not set, we're just going to type else and echo please select your gender. Alright. Now what we're going to do is up here, you guys need to create a external sheet for your MySQL Connect. Now, as you know, to do the recap real quick, we know if we just type echo and type name, age, and let's go ahead and call that sex variable. Alright, so we know if you do this, we already know we're going to get, it's just going to echo out everything we've entered, so and you'd see that I didn't put any spaces in there. You can see it echoed out all the info we have. And let's capitalize these. Just to give it a better look. And that did not go through correctly. Let's just check something real quick. Alright, and you can see there that it works just fine, but we don't want to echo our information. We would rather, instead of echoing, we want to put it into a database and then echo everybody that's entered their information on one page. So, in order to do that, you're going to leave this sex variable up here, and we're going to include our connect.php page. And if you don't know how to set up a or how to connect to your database, go ahead and copy this down. It's just MySQL_connect. You're going to put the host of your PHP myadmin, the username, and then the password. And then we're going to create a database. I've already made one called profile, and that's how you would call it. So now down here, under this variable, we're going to put include. We're going to include connect.php. And now we're going to do something called a query. So we're going to say, you don't have to define it as a variable, but I do anyway. We're going to say MySQL_query. Now in capitals, you're going to put insert into, and in lowercase, you're going to put whatever the table is you made. We did not make one, so let's do that now. We are going to create a new table. I'm going to call this table users. First field is going to be the ID, which you need to make a primary index and auto increment. Now we're going to make the name field, which is going to be varchar. We'll give it 25 characters. Alright, and then we need, let's see, 2 more fields, I think. Alright, so now we're going to enter the age. You can do an integer, but I'm going to make it a varchar. And then for the sex, I'm going to go ahead and make it a varchar as well. Just put 25. Not really a big deal. Let's go ahead and save that. And we see we have a table over here with our info now. So our table is users. And, oh, sorry guys. So for this, we're going to say insert into users, and then in capitals again, you're going to put values. Now your parentheses, and here's where we start entering stuff. So you're going to make 2 single quotes, because, here, let me just show you guys. Alright, so you see here I have 3 sets of single quotes. The first set is equal to the ID. The second set is equal to name, third, age, and so on. So let's make another one. Close this up. Alright. So now this is where we get to enter in the values. So I'm in the name spot because it's the second spot, and I want to echo what that person entered for their name. I'm going to put a $sign. I'm going to type name because that's what our variable is. And in the age spot, we're going to call the age variable. And then finally, the gender variable. And that should be it for entering into the database. Let's go see how this works. Okay, so we're going to put Bill 67 male, submit. We didn't put anything here to echo that it was successful, We can do that in a second, but let's just make sure it entered it into the database. And you can see here it entered, it was the first person, ID 1, Bill, 67, and male. So you can see that this is entering information from our page. You can put Joe. He's super old. Make him a female. And if we browse our table again, you'll see it added Joe to our table as the second person. So now let's just make this look a little bit neater, and on the page we're going to give a echo saying your info was sent. And that just lets the user know that they didn't just get a blank page. We submit it, says your info was sent. Now, we made a check earlier. We said Bill, and we set it to where if we didn't select our gender, it should give us an error. It says, please select your gender. And then you can see it work. So now in the next tutorial, I'm going to be talking about how to actually grab your info that's submitted to the database here. I'm going to talk about how we take this info and echo it to a separate page for users to see, or maybe it's only for admins to see. And I'll show you guys how to do that. So after this, that's what we'll be doing. Make sure you stay tuned for the next tutorial. I'll catch you guys later.